Hi, second grade teachers. Just a quick little touch base about our lessons this week. It is a combination of adding and subtracting 3-digit numbers. And it's actually made up of only 2 different supplemental lessons. And so what I did was I made each supplemental 2 days long so that you would have time for an assessment at the end of the week that will assess both the adding and subtracting. The last 2 days are roll and subtract 1,000. And so you will see on the videos, I'm going to actually do 2 days of this. One day I have really planned out. Now I did tweak from my lesson plan, which I'll have to go back and change my lesson plan. Because I mixed up 2 digits when I was actually doing it in my video. So I'll have to tweak that on my lesson plan. But I had that really planned out for the first one. The second one, here's hoping. So if it completely botches, then I will do it a second time. But my plan is to truly roll just like I would in my classroom. So I will, as I'm doing this in my classroom, I will always have that first day planned because I really want to be thinking about this and sharing what equation or what numbers I'm putting in what digit first and why I'm doing that. And I want to have thought ahead so that I have an idea of what that's going to look like. However, I also want to be very transparent and show kids what that's going to look like when they're doing it together. Because when they're doing it together, it's not planned out. So we're going to do one of them really planned out and one of them on a whim. So you will see me using my dice on the second one, which I haven't even done yet. So you'll see it and in action. And then I did do the first one very well planned out and thought through. So I will make sure that my plans end up matching the work that I do with my second lesson, but it will match the work that I do impromptu just because I felt like it would be important for the kids to see that as well, because that's the reality of them doing it with a partner. So I hope that helps. The two supplementals, or the first supplemental divided up into 2. The second problem was but I am going to make a second response sheet for that. So there's one that came with supplemental, and then I will make one that's very similar. I'll just tweak the numbers a little bit so they have extra practice with that. And then they have the game sheet for the second and the third and the fourth day that go with the game that we're doing. So, oh golly bum, we've made it to the end of adding and subtracting 3-digit numbers, at least for a little bit. So I hope you've enjoyed this. It's challenging, but it's so fun. It's really cool to see some of the work that the kids are doing. One thing you'll notice too is I shared a little disequilibrium with a problem, and I did that purposefully with our day 2, I think it was. And I did that because I feel like kids start problems and then they don't know how to finish it when they start to make a mistake. And so what I did was I actually lined up a subtraction problem up and down, and it was really hard to figure out what to do. So we broke it up into the expanded form and showed it a little bit easier, and we talked about that a little bit. I also showed a couple of other pieces of misconceptions that could be had when we subtract and there's no 10s left, and how we might show that 2 different ways, and how both of those ways are wrong. And so we have to use that 0 in the 1's place to represent that spot. So when you look at that, I did that on purpose. That doesn't mean that you need to do that when you're doing that, or you might find a different piece of a little unknown spot for your kids. But I did want to show that we do make mistakes, that we can learn from those mistakes, and we can apply it elsewhere. So just because setting up our problem like this didn't work for that subtraction problem, doesn't mean we can't use it for another one. And so I showed that and I highlighted that either in another day or later on with that same launch, or another Launch Explorer with that same day. So I'm just keep an eye out for it and know that was kind of my thought process with it. And I hope it helps and you're enjoying this teaching. Have a great day.